Science tells us that usually within 12 hours of the death of any living being, the body begins to decompose. The primary reason for this is the bacteria present inside the body. However, sometimes it is observed that even long after burial, some bodies do not decay. Occasionally, during the excavation of old graves, bodies are found that remain in relatively good condition despite the passage of a long time. People often present different religious explanations for this, but it is clear that there are also scientific reasons behind bodies not decomposing. What are those reasons? Listen to today's BBC Reads. This piece is written by my colleague Archie Atandrila from the Bangla service, and I am Khadija Arif. You are listening to BBC Reads. There are several factors behind bodies not decomposing, but forensic experts usually focus on two main aspects. One is mummification, and the other is the formation of adipose tissue or a wax-like coating on the body. The environment in which a body is buried is very important. If the air there is dry, the temperature is warm, and the level of humidity is low, then the parts of the body that contain a high amount of water dry out quickly. When water dries out, bacterial growth stops, which slows or halts decomposition. Dr. Nazmin Nahar Rozi, associate professor at Sir Salimullah Medical College Hospital in Dhaka, explains that this entire process is called mummification. She says that natural mummification is common in many bodies found in desert regions, and bodies can remain preserved for many years after burial. In areas where the soil is dry and sandy, this phenomenon is quite common. In contrast, in humid climates, the chances of natural mummification are very low. Adipose tissue is basically a wax-like substance that preserves the fat present in the body and prevents it from decaying. According to a study published in the U.S. National Library of Medicine, the formation and disappearance of this layer depend on environmental conditions. Once adipose tissue is formed, it can remain intact for hundreds of years. Dr. Rosie says that the formation of adipose tissue on a body depends on many factors, such as environmental temperature, climate, the deceased person's dietary habits, the condition of the body at the time of burial, and the manner in which the body was buried. Dr. Razi explains that in places where moisture is high, the body tends to turn whitish, making it appear as if it is covered with a coating, layer, or film. The parts of the body that contain more fat react chemically with water and are converted into an oily, moist, wax-like substance. She says that if such adipose tissue forms on a body, it can preserve the body for many years, and in some cases for several decades. According to another study published by the National Library of Medicine, this process can preserve a body for decades. For the formation of adipose tissue, three things are necessary: the formation of hydroxy fatty acids, the presence of moisture in the environment surrounding the body, and a lack of oxygen. Experts say this is why adipose tissue can form on bodies even when they are buried very deep underground. In addition, there are certain medicines that can contribute to the formation of adipose tissue in the body. Dr. Rosie also says that the presence of various metals and arsenic in the body can slow down the process of decomposition. Former forensic expert at Dhaka Medical College Hospital, Dr. Kabir Sohail, explains this process in a slightly different way. Dr. Sohail says that when the fat present in the body hardens, the bacteria responsible for decomposition are unable to function properly. In such cases, the body retains its original shape for a longer period. He says that outwardly the body appears almost the same as before, and people then say that the body was buried a long time ago, yet its condition still looks unchanged. Associate Professor Dr. Mohammed Mizanur Rahman from the Department of Microbiology at Dhaka University says that the likelihood of this happening increases if the body has a very high fat content. He adds that if air is present at the burial site, or if the soil in which the body is buried is not very fertile, or if the soil is sandy, the process of decomposition can also slow down. He further explains that in a humid environment, the skin of the body usually starts to loosen within 6 to 12 days. However, in obese bodies, this process can take a month or even longer. In some cases, different chemicals such as formalin are applied to the body to preserve it. Dr. Sohail says that the use of such chemicals can prevent the body from decomposing for a longer period. He gives an example. When a person dies abroad and the body needs to be transported to the deceased's home country, chemicals such as formaldehyde, methanol, or similar substances are applied to preserve the body. This entire process is called embalming. When such bodies are buried, the effects of the chemicals present in the body help it retain its original condition for a long time. In some cases, the presence of such chemicals in the soil can also result in the body being preserved for an extended period. An article published in the Journal of Archaeological Science states that the chemical properties of soil, such as the metals and minerals it contains and its level of acidity, can sometimes delay the process of decomposition. In addition, the temperature of the place where the body is buried can also affect the rate of decomposition. For example, bodies buried in cold regions like the Himalayas can remain in their original condition for many days or even months. Through BBC Reads, our aim is to bring those stories from the BBC Urdu website that attract the most audience interest to even more people. So we read them, you listen to them, and we encourage you to share them with your friends and colleagues as well.